But yeah, I'm curious how Solo would have. Well, I know how he would have portrayed. He's a heel, and not only that, he's the worst kind of heel because like what makes Drew McIntyre so good as a heel is that what he says is grounded in reality. You could look at it and it might be slightly warped, but you can see the validity in his points. In the words of Solo Sikoa, I see no validity, and this is something that I wanted to talk about too. Is that the promo segments that they consistently put him in, they position him as being a nonsensical heel with a self-importance and self-entitlement. And it doesn't do him any favors. If they addressed this, perhaps if he had actually said something that was true about Cody and he had a heel spin on it, then I feel like people would be a lot more inclined to gravitate towards him, or they'd be a lot more invested. But because he's coming out there doing the same thing, begging for title shots that he hasn't deserved or hasn't earned, and the things that he's saying, they aren't really grounded in reality, nobody cares. That's why he feels so empty and hollow as a heel. That's the main thing that is hurting him so much is that their insistence on putting him out there in those kinds of segments where he's saying empty things and getting eviscerated. Pretty much, they would be doing a much better. They would be doing him more of a service if he did not talk that week.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people keep saying this. People will say this is how they want him to act. He's supposed to look like he's incompetent. He looks like he's supposed to not know what he's supposed to be doing. So I feel like that's how wrestling fans justify everything. Like that's how he's supposed to be. No,
Right.
that's not how he's supposed to be. Like you
Think
can
about it.
say, like, come on, man.
Think about it. They want the person who's gonna be one of the double main events for next year's WrestleMania to appear as incompetent.
Like, no, why would they want that? That's the story they're telling, Brian. You're not listening, are you?
They know better than. I mean, of course, that could be the case, but I just find it very hard to believe that that's the angle that they're going with. I could see him being a tribal chief who doesn't deserve it, and I get that. But even that's a fine line away from being incompetent.
Yeah, and it doesn't help with his character. It doesn't help him as a wrestler in the future going forward, too.
No.
Like, it doesn't help him in the future as a heel if he wants to continue his heel work, and it doesn't help him if he does decide to become a babyface because we just known him as this guy, what, he's a babyface now? Okay. So it doesn't help him in the future, too. That's my biggest problem with it. Like, there's no future payoff with him being incompetent or them placing him as, Solo, just be incompetent right now. Okay, so what about in 2 years? You still gonna have him as a competent? Is he gonna be the next R-Truth? Like, what's gonna happen? Like,
what's up, Lil Jimmy?